Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode of Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up doing well. Got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put it in the right place. So I want to follow up with a part two of the episode I did on Monday, which was I remember when is the lowest form of conversation. And if you missed it, just scroll down and you'll find it in the news feed. But the episode was basically about a Tony Soprano quote of just like guys sitting at a table talking about, I remember when back in the day, you know, old football war stories, whatever, things that they used to do and they're not really doing much these days. And he was just talking about how it's just the, you know, lowest form of conversation, how you need, you know, something new growth, new something to talk about what you're doing today. And not just something what you used to do. So I posted that, and then one of my students commented on it underneath, and she had a different perspective with it, and I want to share it because it's really good. So that's why I said it's part two, because I think we can all relate to something that we used to do. Like you can remember when you used to do this or that, and you don't want to go back to it. And you don't want to go back to that time when you were not as good as you are now. And it's a good reminder of what not to go back to. Okay, so I really like this. So I'm gonna share it because she shared it on the comments below on the video. So I want to just read a little bit of it. She says, I remember when I could not walk my dog more than 3 blocks and back. I remember when I could barely make it up a flight of stairs without feeling like I was going to have a heart attack. I remember when I was sick all the time and had migraines regularly. I remember when I was unhappy because I depend on so many other people to do their part before I could excel in what I was working on, whether it be a play, my job, my marriage. I remember when I was unhappy with myself most of the time, unsatisfied, feeling like I never got out of the sick, fat, and depressed mode. Those are distant memories that I don't want to talk about anymore. Now that I'm looking forward to setting the healing record and getting past massive injuries. And then she goes on and on how like she's just grateful for all the things that she has now. And you know, she recently got into a car accident, and you know, she has a great attitude and perspective on life and the whole thing that happened to her. She's not bitter or angry or mad like I would think most people would probably be. She just has a really positive attitude. So when I read this, I just thought that was really good, and I wanted to share because I can relate to that. Like I just know a time, and you know, when I was younger, like you know, I just wasn't doing as good as I am now. I was making you know, poor decisions, whatever the case may be, and I don't want to go back to that. You know, I want to continue to grow and move forward. And so I got to make better choices, do better things, keep learning, reading, listening, whatever, taking advice, just doing whatever I need to do to just get better versus, you know, I know a lot of people that will fall off track. Now, again, I've said it before in the other episodes, like we're all human. We're going to make mistakes. You know, I run into students all the time. Like I don't know how many students I've ran into over the years. I've been teaching for 15 years now. And I'll see students out and about wherever in Arlington, and they quit jiu-jitsu for whatever reason. You know, could have been a really good reason, could have been just a bad reason, but they quit. They're no longer training. And I would run into them, and you know, I would go up to them, say hi or whatever. And one of the first things that people say, this is the truth. This is one of the first things that people say or do, is they take one of their hands and they immediately just kind of go like and touch their stomach. I can see that they put on weight, put their weight back on from the weight that they lost in jiu-jitsu. I wasn't going to say anything about that. I was just going to say, hello, how you doing? How's the family? If they have one or whatever. And then just keep it moving. Like, you know, I was just going to say hi. I wasn't going to bring up anything. But they most of the time when I run into people like that, they that's their gesture. That's what they start talking about. Oh, coach, man, I'm gonna come back. I wasn't asking you if you were coming back. I just wanted to say hello and say how you, I just saw you. You were a student of mine. I just wanted to say how you, see how you're doing and say what's up. That's it. But they take the initiative to, say that they're gonna go back to it and, oh yeah, I put on, the weight back on, whatever the case may be. So I get that a lot from just being in the position I'm in as a coach and just running into people that quit jiu-jitsu for, like I said, for whatever reason. Then I encourage them to come back because that's what helped them lose weight in the first place and stay on track and whatever. But it happens, right? Like people always, not always, but there's a lot of times where people will just, they'll just fall off and you just need to get back on, So that's why I think this thing relates to so many people, because we've all done that. We've all been there. We've all been at a point in our life where it's not as good as it is now, and we've gotten better and we've grown from our mistakes and we've got better from the things that we used to do. And you don't want to go back to that. So I remember when this individual is a great reminder also to just stay on track, to be better, use it as a motivating factor to just be like, hey, I know what that feels like. I know what that lifestyle feels like. I know what it feels like. She said she was this, she used, those are her words, fat, depressed, unhealthy. And now she is healthier. She has lost a lot of weight and she's, doing a lot better than she was. And so she knows what that feels like. So she doesn't she's going to do whatever she has to do to not go back to that space, because she's in a healthier space. She's in a much positive space. She's a very positive individual. And I think that's what everyone wants to be around, because everyone makes mistakes. We're all human. So we're all going to make these choices that aren't so good. And then we learn from them, or we're supposed to learn from them anyways, because a lot of times people don't. They keep repeating the same things over and over again. So what happens, they're in the same position 6 months from now, a year from now, they don't really learn, whatever. So, but I would say most people learn and grow from their mistakes. And then we can use that. I remember when I was this weight or this way or that way or whatever the case may be. And use that as like a thing in our mind to be like, whenever you feel weak and you're going down in a backwards direction, to stop you in your tracks, to push you back in the right direction, because that's what we should be doing, right? That's what life is about progression, about growth. Your life should be fruitful. It should be plentiful with friendships and you should be living good, not, hurting, poor, broke, bad health, and sometimes that's just what it takes to get us back to where we need to be. But you try not to go back and forth on this roller coaster ride on life of good and bad, good and bad, good and bad. She wrote this. I feel that. I know a lot of people that I've talked to over the years coaching jiu-jitsu where they're the same way. Like they're like, I'm not going back to that lifestyle. I like the way I feel. I like the way I look. I like the way I'm doing things now. Like I'm good. I'm good here. And I want to keep doing good here. And the more I do good, the more I can help other people do good. And I feel that way. Like the better I'm doing, my business is doing, my health is good, my mind is good, the more people I can help. I can help a lot of people out when I am good. If I'm taking care of myself on a daily basis and making sure that I'm good, then I can help other people be good. And so I'm very selfish in a way of like, I come first. And I've used the example before in other episodes of whenever I fly, because I fly a lot, not recently, but throughout the years, I've flown quite a bit traveling and competing, that whenever get on board of an airplane, it's always the same speech. It's always the same speech. There's turbulence, the mask come down, put your mask on first, and then help the people around you next. It's never, ever, ever put the kid next to you or the woman or the old lady or the old guy next to you the elderly person next to you, put their mask on first and then put yours on first. It's always put yours on first and then help them put theirs on. Basically saying, make sure you can breathe first so that you can help the other people. Because if you can't breathe, how are you supposed to help other people around you? And this is the exact same thing. If your mind is good, your body's good, your health is good, your finances are good, and your life is good, then you can help other people. And I'm able to do that on a daily basis. People can say what they want about me for those people that just, for whatever reason, don't care for me as a person. I help a lot of people out on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. I have so many things that people don't know about because it's none of their business. It's other people's business. Like I can't just take someone's business that they're sharing with me and then put it out there and be like, oh, look, see how I helped this person and see how I helped this person. Man, I'd be on these episodes multiple times throughout the day because I'm always helping someone with something. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I couldn't even help myself. Okay, so I don't want to go back to the Alvarez back in the day where I wasn't the person that I am now because I wouldn't be able to help as many people as I'm doing now. Okay, so I remember when is also a great reminder of the space and the place or the health or the finance situation that you don't want to go back to. Use that as a motivating factor to just keep growing and doing better so you don't go back to that previous person that you did not like or did not care for like you do now. Okay. All right, guys, gotta go. Catch you guys on the next one. You have a great day. See ya.